So we're going to be learning Python through automating our computer. And you're going to learn how to get games to play themselves. You're going to get a chance to uh, automate all the boring tasks in your life, which is pretty cool. So to do that, we need to install a module, and then we're going to use that module in Python. So to do that, we're going to click on the Windows button, and you're going to type in Python. And you're going to go to this Python 3.6, click on that, and it's going to open a black window. I recommend that you have the black window on one side, and then you take the document from Google Classroom and put it on the right. The first thing we're going to do is we need to import some superpowers. So we need to import some powers so that we can use those kind of commands. The first one that we're exploring is called OS. So we're going to go import OS, and OS stands for operating system. It allows us to control the computer. Now in the document here, there is a command called os.system. I'm just going to simply copy it and then paste it into my Python window. You'll notice that if you try to click somewhere because you made a mistake, you'll notice that you actually cannot just edit this black screen like you would normally. You actually have to move your key. So if you ever have to make edits in this black window, it doesn't work like a normal Google Doc. Here I have os.system. I'm going to press on enter, and it's going to install the program that I need. Your window is going to kind of look different than mine because I've already installed it. Once you've installed it, you need to close your window, and then you need to open up another one. I'm going to go back to Python here and open up my Python terminal here in Python shell. Now that we have this new program installed, we can now use a new superpower. So in this case, I'm going to go import, and I'm going to import the superpower that we just installed. It's called Pyautogui. If you've done it properly, you should be able to click enter and just have an empty line here. And what we can do is we can go Pyautogui dot, and this is where you can use all the Pyautogui superpowers. In this case, I'm going to use a command called move to. And watch carefully. See how there's like a lowercase, it starts with a lowercase, and then the second word starts with an uppercase. This is called camel case. And you just have to make sure that in Python, you don't make spelling mistakes. And you got to make sure that you're using uppercase and lowercase because Python will not forgive you. So here I'm going to move to, I'm going to brackets. And inside of that, I'm going to put 500, comma, 500. And this is what's going to happen. When I press on enter, my mouse is going to move on its own. So check it out. I'm going to press on enter, and you should see that my mouse just hopped. The other thing I can do is in these brackets, I can add another comma. And this time I could write duration equals 5. And what this will do is that it will take 5 seconds to move my mouse to those coordinates. Let's try that out. You can see it's moving really slowly, but it's automated my mouse to move to those coordinates. So what do these coordinates mean? On Pyautogui, the top left side of the screen, the top left corner is our origin points, 0, 0. As you move to the right, x gets bigger. X is our first coordinate, and then the second coordinate is our y, and it goes, as you go down, y gets bigger. The biggest coordinates you can make on your screen, on a full HD screen, is 1920 by 1080. Your screen might not have the same resolution that I do. Resolution is the amount of pixels on your screen. To figure out how many pixels you have on your screen and what's your maximum distance you can move your mouse, you go Pyautogui dot size. When you press enter here, you'll see it will give you your maximum X value and your maximum Y value. Instead of copy pasting something, if you want to scroll through the different commands you've already used, just click on the up arrow and it will give you your last commands that you've used. In this case here, I'm going to get my mouse to move all the way to the bottom right. I'm going to change it to 1920 by 1080. And I can keep that duration to 5 seconds. So again, press on enter, and you'll see that my mouse will move all the way to the bottom right in 5 seconds. Perfect. Now, when you're working on these commands, sometimes they take forever. And sometimes if you're running like thousands of different commands, your program will get stuck. If you ever want to end a program early, just move your mouse into a top left, bottom right, into any of the corners of the screen, and your program should stop. If it doesn't, press Control C twice to make sure that your program stopped. Here's another pretty cool command. So let's say you wanted to move somewhere specific on your screen. Let's say I wanted to move to this back arrow here. What I can do is I can do command so Pyautogui dot get mouse position. And what mistake am I doing? Display, sorry, it's display mouse position. Display mouse position. And as I move my mouse here, it will give me the coordinates that I want. So for example, if I hover over this back arrow here, it tells me that the coordinates to go click on this button or to move to this button is 980 by 62. If you ever exit out of your window by accident, you have to go back and import your power that you want to use. In this case, I'm just going to show you how I can move all the way to that back arrow here, Pyautogui dot move to 980 dot comma 62, and then I'm going to say a duration of 1 second. There you go. Moves to that arrow. If I wanted it to go and click, what I can do is there's another command called Pyautogui dot click. And here I can say my coordinates, 980, comma, 62. Those are my X and Y. And I can say the duration is seconds. And if I click on run here, it will go and click in that spot. What's really cool with this here is that I can also go, and this is where I would highly recommend that you open up Cookie Clicker and you try this out, is you can go clicks equals 1,000 clicks, comma, and I can say interval equals 0.01001. So this is what's going to happen. I'm not going to run this because it's going to click my back arrow 1,000 times, and I don't want to do that. But it's going to go to those coordinates. It's going to click 1,000 times, and between each click, it's going to wait 0.001 seconds. So one thousandth of a second. So be very careful with this. Again, if you get stuck in this program like this, I would move your arrow into a corner and stop your program. But yeah, get started. Try a clicker. Try opening up a clicker game online and see if you can run this here with Pyautogui.click with the coordinates. Grab the coordinates of if you like a cookie or whatever, and then set the amount of clicks and say how long you want to wait between the clicks. And there it is. There's your first lesson on Pyautogui.